Howdy folks and welcome to Cal's Play. This is Dogtar. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a pre-release kit opening. We're going to be opening up the pre-release kit for the Brothers War Urza's Iron Alliance. I'm going to go through the basic of the deck, try and showcase what I can over here, and build a deck, which then myself and then Cal will do the same with his. We'll then take the two decks and battle them on stream and see how it goes. Thank you for joining me on this process of discovering this nostalgic set that I'm going to hopefully start going into and see what we find.
Oh, comes with tokens.
It does. It folds out into a nice little pre-release kit.
Plus one counters.
Okay, this wasn't as planned, but stuff that comes in your pre-release kit will become a almost useless wooden divider. It looks cool, but you know what? Sometimes cool factors matter.
You know, we keep track of casting commander on those.
We can actually probably use these as props on stream, as Cal says. It has some +1/+1 counters and some gears, which I'm probably not going to use. We'll see. Sadly, I have not found the D20 yet. Your pre-release kit will come like so. So, ooh, that is gorgeous. I am already happy.
Oh, it doesn't show up well on camera.
A purple and black D20.
Oh, damn.
Spot on, I love it. We've got an even bigger divider card.
Which you can actually use as a divider.
Which will, yeah, as Cal says, can actually be used as a divider. Your pre-release kits will also come with a neat little how to play and 6 packs of magic. Also, a pre-release date stamped foil. Let's see what I got. Now, if you're playing in an actual pre-release, the foil you get in this is a playable card. I got Misery's Shadow. It is a creature. When I whole point of putting it on camera so you guys can potentially read it too.
Yeah, you got the focus set for the lower.
Yep. Give me a hot second. I'll get this fixed for you guys.
And put the card right side up for them.
There you go. Misery's Shadow. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead, and you can spend a colorless mana to get +1/+1 till end of until end of turn. That is a interesting graveyard hate. I don't know how relevant it will be in draft, but in EDH, which is what we normally play, will be phenomenal. So what Cal is doing for me right now off on the side, he's gonna, when I find interesting cards and cards that are in my deck list, he's gonna add them to the list so you can see what I got as well.
What's that? Curator?
Curator. So what I'm going to do here is, for a lot of the commons and uncommons, when I first look at them, I'm going to put them on camera so you guys can read them for a couple seconds. Then I'm going to move them off camera so Cal can take care of adding it to the list. That work for you?
Sure.
Okay. And then after, when I have everything opened, I'm going to go ahead and organize my cards and go through the process of what I would do to make a pre-release deck. Alright, this is getting in the way. I'm really excited to see some of the cards that come out of this, especially the new borders. It's gonna be exciting. And all the goodies in EDH that I'm excited for. in our upcoming videos, you're going to see stuff like the EDH decks come up online. We're going to be doing them from the get-go, like no modifications. We're then going to modify them using only Brother Wars cards. And then finally, we're going to give it the full EDH treatment, give it the best of what we got, and then see how they compete. See who comes out on top. Urza, the reigning champion of biggest badass in Magic history, and also kind of a dick. And Mishra, his misunderstood and corrupted to evil younger brother. Who, Mishra by himself is to blame why most of the multiverse has gone to shit. Ooh, my first card I'm excited about. So, for me, this is extremely nostalgia. This set brought back the old style borders. Scrap Trawler, I have a dozen of these, but they're all Kaladesh and newer versions. This is an old artwork style, and to me looks fucking gorgeous. I actually have a couple decks that are going to be using this going forward.
I was just saying, weren't we just talking about that?
We were literally talking about it earlier today. And Full Art Island. Sadly, no token. Let's see what deck pack 2 brings us. Haven't seen anything that would indicate being a bomb to me yet. Something that says this is the build around for your sealed deck, for your pre-release kit. But once I got all the packs open, I'll get to see what I have and see where we fall. Oh hey, my first new construction, the prototype. This is a new mechanic for the set where you can cast it for the lower version and get a weaker version of the card, or you can cast it for its full mana cost and get its full text. No matter what, its abilities down here stay the same. The only thing that changes is mana cost and power and toughness.
Do you know if its color identity is red?
Its color identity is red.
Good to know.
And an old school artwork bone saw. This excites me the most about these cards from this set. And a nice little token, I'm sure we'll get a use for.
Oh yeah.
We have transform cards again.
I mean, if nothing else, we never got official tokens for our transform from the vaults.
That's true.
So.
Oh, another prototype.
Might have to go black-red for your deck. Two Magic Commander's only black.
We're not in a commander yet.
True.
This is not EDH.
I know, I was just thinking.
Oh, yeah. Here's an enchantment for the white enchantment deck, Stasis Net. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until Stasis Net leaves the battlefield. Also, when it enters the battlefield, you create a tapped Power Stone.
Ooh, Power Stone. Oh, I wonder if we'll finally get a Power Stone token.
I'm hoping. Ooh, I've got my first bomb, and it's not this card. Give me a second to read it first. Saheeli, Filigree Master. She's a 4-drop planeswalker with 3 loyalty. +1, scry 1. You may untap an artifact you control. If you do, draw a card. -2, create 2 Thopters. They gain haste until end of turn. -4, you get an emblem. Artifact creatures you control get +1/+1, and artifacts you cast cost 1 less. I wish she could be a commander, but ooh boy, is she good.
Is that the bottom of the pack?
Nope.
Okay.
And our old artwork is a lightning coating. It can make something an artifact in addition to its other types.
Liquid metal coating, okay.
Yep. And then, ooh, I like our full art forest. And a Power Stone token. Boys, we finally got one! Because I do dramatic flare at the camera that isn't on.
and I think might have created shadows on the camera that is on.
Well, I'm a piece of shit. Pack 3.
But you know what? You got full art forest. So what's it matter?
I need about 124 more of them.
Said we're on pack 4, right? Yep.
3,
No, we're on pack 4.
4, 5. Yes, we are on pack 4. You are correct, Cal.
What's that? Oh, sorry.
Tower workers, they kind of work like Mishra's factories. There's 3 of them. Each one taps for a colorless, but if you control all of them, they each tap for 3 colorless instead. It's going to be interesting to see if that plays out and it's actually useful. Should have taped that down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, growing pains.
This is our first time trying to do one like this, so we'll of course make changes to it in the future, but...
Yeah, the when I do a box opening, we might change up the format a little bit. Oh, got half of the meld into Titania.
Oh, they brought Meld back?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We have meld, transform, and meld. Sorry, we have meld in this set. That's what these tokens are for, meld.
Gotcha, I thought they were for just transform.
Nope, so when we talk about meld, this card is half of another card. I don't know if I have the other half yet. Hey, a generally good, useful artifact in a good art style.
What?
It's the 2-draw, enters the battlefield, draw a card. When it dies, draw a card.
Okay, it's not what I was thinking of. It's like, they reprinted that in this set?
Now, and we got a foil enchantment that's meh.
This is Vintage Border.
Alright, let's go into pack 5. Huh, they brought Giant Growth back.
Like actual Giants growth?
Actual Giants Growth. 1 green +3/+3. Kinda thought we got power creeped out of that from being good. We'll see if it has any use in Standard.
Limited.
Yeah, in Limited it's still gonna be useful.
Like League and Draft.
Hey! Here's another good card to go in, red-blue eggs to make more Thopters.
Too bad we finished that series.
Yeah, well, it can always have a reprisal. Those decks were fun to play.
They were.
And our old school art is a Burnished Heart, which is actually a really useful EDH card.
Oh, has that ever had an old border printed?
Nope. And our foil is a common that's meh. Alright, last token, then we're going to move to deck construction, which will probably be its own video. After that,
We'll splice that sentence out if we decide to make it one video.
yep,
One of the two. Or leave it in, including my line, just to make people laugh. Oh.
we all set?
Yep.
That's the second into equipment I've gotten for that applies to soldiers, so I might have a soldier deck in there.
That's your third Veterans Power Blade, if I recall.
Oh, I don't know if 3 will be useful. Got Evolving Wilds. It's going to be useful in draft, but it's not great artwork either. I prefer the ones from the Commander sets we've gotten before.
You know that Evolving Wilds is going to be somebody's jam. It'll probably go in a red deck, because somebody wants to see the world on fire.
And a phenomenal 3-drop Anthem that has a removal effect. I'm playing white in this deck regardless of what I got. And my ancient card is a good old Jiraiya's Tome. I actually have some in old border already, but it's still good to see it.
It's not Jiraiya. I don't know what it is, but that doesn't look like Jiraiya.
Jalam.
Jalam, okay. It's like I have typed down Jiraiya 100 times in the past couple of weeks.
Alright, that is my deck building. I'm going to need to take a little bit of time and review what I have, and I will be back for deck construction. Howdy folks, and welcome back to Cal's Play. This is Dogtar. I'm continuing the deck tech video for the Urza pre-release kits we've got. We're halfway through one setup, then you're going to see Cal's side, and we'll play the decks together, and we'll see how that comes out. After sorting through all my cards, as much as I wanted to go for that mono white exile, that enchantment is a double white, made it really hard to go into it. It wasn't even splashable. But I've got a lovely deck assembled here we're going to go over, and then we'll see how it performs on stream. Spoiler warning, I tend not to do good at pre-releases. But let's see how we go. I started off with my Planeswalker, Saheeli Filigrace Mage. She's a phenomenal card, and she ended up having to be one of the few blue splashes for the deck. If I can stick her, she's going to add value and help the deck go forward. She's kind of a win con, but also I'm not expected to see her and or being able to play her. You'll only notice one other blue card in the whole stack. We're going to go from the top of our curve down towards near the bottom of our curve, and we'll go over the cards and we'll try and keep it in a relative same order that you'll see on screen. First we have Felagized Dragon Engine. He's part of the new prototype mechanic. I personally want to give it a try and see if it works. It's a modular creature. It's going to have value early game with its cheaper prototype cost being a 1/3 that has fire breathing. Or if I draw late game and have the mana, it can be a full-on 5/5 flying with fire breathing. Keeping the trend of prototype, this is our other blue card we splashed in. He's a 9/9 that doesn't untap normally, but you have to spend 3 colorless to untap him. He's just kind of a creature I hope he can't deal with. And again, even as its module cost, 6 mana for a 6/6 with the same effect, still moderately okay. Keeping with our prototypes, we're going to see our main other second color here being green. This Rust Goliath is 10 mana for a 10/10 with a reach and trample. That's a bit much, but thankfully he has a prototype to be more reasonable to be a 3/5, which is a solid defender to keep yourself staying alive if you're coming around your curve of mana. Another prototype. The trend kind of sticks. This guy tries to be a ball lightning but falls on his face a few times, because even 7 mana for a 6/4 with haste is kind of trash. I needed more creatures. I'm hoping to play him for his prototype cost as a 3/2 with haste. I think he's better valued there. Got another prototype. This guy I just fucking love. Alright, so get this. 3/6 for 6 mana. Meh. He's also a mana dork. As a person who enjoys green a lot, mana dork translates to this creature has tap. Add an amount of mana equal to Cradle Clearcutter's power. So for 6, he's a 3/6 that taps for 3 mana, or as a 3/1 that taps for 1 green. But because of the way his ability is worded, if you have Anthem effects, +1/+1 counters, he's going to love these because it's going to accelerate your mana further. I am going to be relying on these guys. I say these guys because they come in twins. Next up we have a filler monster. He's a 5/3 with trample, attacks each turn, and for more mana he can come back for more for round 2. Mishra's Juggernaut. Mishra's take on the original Juggernaut, and it's okay. It's better because it's the same mana cost as a regular Juggernaut, which is totally valid to play. But this has been power crept to have on Earth. So you get round 2 of Suicide Squad. Pair of them running in there. I've got the beautiful new Burnished Heart. He's going to be a mana fixing for my deck, and just as a 2/2 body. A clutch card here I'm going to be relying on with the Scrap Trawler. A lot of my creatures have a really high converted mana cost. So if I can nail this guy and my creatures start dying, I can start reusing them, casting things that I originally cast for a prototype. It's died off, but now I can get it back as a 7/7. We are going with the Opportunist. This is a filler human who gives me some power stones to help fill out my mana and gives me something on curve of 3 mana. We've got another one of our fillers. I needed a 2-drop. He can help thin out my land plays if necessary. He mills me 3 when he enters the battlefield, but I can return a land card of those milled cards to my hand. If I don't, so if he whiffs or if I choose not to, he gets a +1/+1 counter. I got another one of him. He comes in. I'm hoping to only see one of them during the game. A little bit of our late game play here while I was talking with the Trawler. Arms Race allows me to spend 3 colorless under red, and I can put any artifact card from my hand onto the battlefield. It gains haste, but I sacrifice it at the end of my turn, beginning the next end step. I can play those big, threatening prototype creatures for a hell of a lot cheaper, and then keep cycling them back with the trawler. This gives me some +1/+1 counters. As I was talking before about my mana dork, if he gets +1/+1 counters, it's great. Excavation Explosion. It does 3 damage to any target and gives me a Power Stone. It is removal and mana acceleration all in one. I wish it did 4 damage. We'll see if 3 damage is useful in this sealed meta. And I got 2 of them. 2.
I mean,
Last is my 1-drop. This cute little worm is Teething Wormlet. He has Death Touch as long as I control 3 or more artifacts, which most of my creatures are artifacts, and also Power Stones. He also has, when an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. If this is the first time this ability has resolved, this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on him. I hope to land him early and grow him into a big old mean dragon that wins me the game. Next up is some of our few removal spells we got. This is decent. It's Epic Confrontation. It's a sorcery. Target creature you control gets +1/+2 until end of turn. It then fights a creature I don't control. So I'm buffing my creature up and then telling it to go fight someone and hoping it comes back alive. Gaia's Gift is my nope, I don't want to die this turn. It is colorless and a green, instant speed. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains Reach, Trample, and Hexproof, and Indestructible until end of turn. It's a whole bag of tricks in one. And I got a pair of them. Hopefully I get put them to good use.
Non-basics that I didn't put on the side.
Yeah. To round out our non-basic lands is the Ergo Sanctum of Nature. It most likely will come into play tapped, but I'm okay with that. I'm here for its second ability, where it taps for 1 green, but also for 2 colorless and double green. I can tap it to make a 2/2 bear token, then I mill 3 cards. Constant token generation is very useful and limited.
Self-milling green.
I know. This goes in like Marin and a lot of other good decks. I'm glad I drew this because it's an EDH card, and I sadly don't have the other half, but I have a box to open and I'm hoping to get it and maybe building an EDH deck out of it.
I could get it.
To round out my non-basics is an Evolving Wild who exists to fetch mana that I don't have, most likely a blue source. And that is going to be my deck tech. I hopefully win on stream. We'll see how it goes.